scrappy friends, it's Kim back from Making Creative Memories in Time, and today I'm here to share what I hope turns out to be a super fun process video with you. I am so inspired by this sketch. I found this on Pinterest, and it is linked to Scrapbook Generation and Allison Davis. Although it doesn't have Allison Davis's name as the sketch creator, I at least want to give credit to Scrapbook Generation and or Allison Davis for this sketch. I absolutely love it. So my 4-year-old great niece, Liliana, just took a trip to the pumpkin patch and recently, and I want to scrapbook these 2 photos of her at the little truck, White Oak Farm, and all of these pumpkins and mums and zinnias, just all the pretty things. And so I am pulling my largest oval, which is the 5x7 oval, and to create the pumpkin. And so I have these 2 scraps is all I have left of this pattern from Autumn Cottage. And I'll be using this. I think I'm going to do red blade for this layer. And then I think I'm going to do green blade for this sweet potato. This is the dual tone white core. And I think it really pulls in that sweet potato color that's in this paper. And it will be on a white base. And then just for my stash, these are stamp and thin cut sets from Close to My Heart. And so I am using the Christmas Joy card making thin cut, and I'll be using like the little berries here and like the little mistletoe sprig, just the sprigs, no stamps. And then I will be using the simple leaves. I don't think I'm going to be doing stamps. I think it's only going to be leaves, thin cuts, to create this little cluster and this little cluster. I probably will pull in some wooden alphabet to do my title here, just because I think it'll be really nice to pull in some wood embellishment with this. And then I probably will either stamp some splatters, or I will use some ink splatters just in these areas around the leaves. So let's get to it. I am going to start out with the red blade because I know it will cut the closest, and this is all of this paper that I have left. So the key to using these blades is make sure that they are in the track. Make sure the little feet are in the track, and then you won't have any problem. I always like to, just like that, make sure I'm going to be good to go before I take it up. Super cute. Ooh, oh geez, let's pray. So here's what we may have to do. These are going to overlap, so since there's not as much here, what I want to do is I want to make sure that I'm going to be able to get this part. Maybe I can get 2 out of this. Let's test this and see. Nope, I'm not going to be able to get 2 no matter how I go. So we are going to we'll make it work. One way or another, friends, we will make it work. So this section right here can be covered. So what I want to do here is make sure my blade, I think I'm good to go there. I think literally by the hair on my chinny chin. Literally by the hair on my chinny chin. So what's going to happen is this one can be overlapped so that you're not going to know that there's not enough of that paper, if that makes sense. So literally that's all I have left. I don't think that I can use that for anything. I was just checking to make sure I couldn't cut any leaves from it, so that's going in the trash. And we have one more of these to cut. And we will cut this one up here in this section. I don't even know. I'll have to look. The paper may still be available. I know the big bundle is gone, but the paper may still be available. But we're going to make it work, friends. Just like that. We're going to make it work. Oh, I'm going to love this. Okay, so now we are going to use the green blade and cut these. And I'm not going to do that on camera. I'll be right back. I'm also going to pull some mocha ink from my stash and just one of my small blending brushes. And I'm only going to do, on camera with you, I'm going to do one of each and just show you how I'm going to ink. And so I'm just going to go in circular motion, tap off, start off the edge. And it's okay, I want this to have a distressed look. So if it comes in just a little farther, I'm good with that. And I am also very good if I have darker and lighter places. This is just adding some definition and shading to these pumpkin pieces, if you will. And the thing that I love about inking up is it's your personal choice. You can ink as much or as little as you like. And if you're not an ink person, if you don't like inking that distressed look, if it's just too much for you or you're not comfortable doing it, you could also just use your markers and do some faux stitching just with your markers. And I am perfectly okay with that dark spot there. That's not going to bother me. It's just going to add, see, when you layer over, it's just adding that little extra shading and dimension. Now, real quickly, we're going to do this one. And again, you could certainly use a marker if you like. You can use Distress Oxides. You can use whatever inks you have to create this. You may not want to do, if you recreate this, you may not want to do a double layer. You may only want the pumpkin paper or the sweet potato paper. If you have Autumn Cottage, you may choose to use the paper that had the pumpkins on it. Totally your choice. Do what you like. There's going to be enough leaves and embellishments and things that you really don't need a pattern paper here if you don't want. And if you don't have the same stamps and thin cuts that I have, and you have a Cricut or a Silhouette or Cameo, then just go do some cut leaves from your digital files. So this is what they're going to look like when they get layered up together, all finished. And I'm going to do the rest off camera. I'm loving that. Loving it. Okay, so everything is inked up, and I am just going to try and get a little bit of that pumpkin shape. I'm not going to, well, I can go ahead and attach these. That won't be a problem. Let me go ahead and attach these pieces. I'm loving that distress. I'm just going to tell you, I'm loving it. I think I'm going to have to be able to see. There we go. This one is going to get overlapped, so it's going to be the bottom of this piece, or the right side, sorry, not the bottom, but the right side. And then in order to appropriately place these pumpkin pieces, I want to, and I think I want the bottom a little tighter. Ooh, I love it. I love, love, love it. I am loving this. So now let's go ahead and trim our photos down. So these photos are going to be 3x3. 3x3 photos. So let's start. I really don't want to cut a lot of that, but in order to get, let's start right there. Gonna cut just a tinge bit more. Well, we're gonna lose 1 foot, but that's okay. That is perfectly fine. And then, so my photo is going to be a 3x3. Now I will just use, so here is the 3.5 by 3.5 photo place card. And you know what? I may trim that down just a little. I'm going to go ahead and get the other photo trimmed down to size, and I will trim these down to size as well. Okay, so I got the photos trimmed down to 3x3, and then I trimmed down that matte card to a 3.25 by 3.25 because I want that nice crisp white matte. I just did not want that much of it. So now I think I'm ready to commit to where the pumpkin pieces are going to go. And I kind of like them like right here. Like I am liking that. So just to make sure I'm not going to, and I'm leaving some area around the top and the bottom and the edges so that I can tuck those leaves down in under. And there is going to be our top pumpkin. And you know me, friends, right? You know me, friends. We are going to use some foam tape. And again, I'm going to leave room so that we can tuck top and bottom. But I want this one to stand up just a little off of that one, so I use some super thin foam tape. And we are going to, like, can you really scrapbook without some type of dimension? Can you really? Ooh, friends, I'm loving it. Yes, I am. I'm loving it. So I am going to let this photo hang over just a little because I'm going to have some leaves tucked under. And this photo is going to go up a little. So let's go ahead and attach these photos. And I'm not going to press them down because I may tuck some more leaves here and there. So this page is starting to take shape. So next up, I need to choose leaf paper, like paper that I will use to do my leaves. I definitely know that I want to use, this is all I have left of the vellum that came with Autumn Cottage. I definitely want to use that. I think I want to use some of the peach. And I probably will use some of the sort of sagey green. And then I definitely am going to cut some leaves out of like that cable knit sweater. I probably will cut some leaves out of that. Let's see. This wood grain can be the stem to my pumpkin. I'm just looking to see what else I may want to use. I may do some leaves from that. Let's see. I'm just looking to see what else I have in. There's a little bit more in case I need that. And I don't want to use this piece simply because I was looking to see if I had anything else. I think I'm good though, friends. Oh, let's look at this and see if there's any pattern in here that I may want to use. I'm going to go ahead and lay this one out simply because I could use that. I'm just looking for pattern. Don't want to do that blue plaid. Don't want to do anything blue. I don't want to pull another green because I like that green. You know what? I may pull that, just this plaid right here, simply because there's a little bit of blue in here, and I feel like that would be good. Let's just see, friends. And we may not use all of this that I have pulled, but we're going to just play around with these leaves and twigs and see what we come up with. So I'm going to die cut off camera, and then you will see the different textures and shapes I come up with in just a minute. Okay, so I cut a lot, and when I say a lot, I mean a lot of leaves and patterns. And so what I'm going to do now is just lay colors, like solid colors, and then when I was pulling some of these out, I broke them, but I'm not going to throw those away because I think I can glue them. Now these, I did not really like how they came out, so I only cut 3. So we'll see if I use those. These little sprigs I absolutely love. And this vellum, oh my gosh, this vellum is going to be gorgeous. Simply gorgeous on this page. And I can tell you right now, I am not going to use every single thing that I cut. I am only going to use what I like, what looks good, but I'm not going to discard these. And I'll tell you why. Because they'll just go right into this paper collection, and I will be able to use these on many other pages in the future. And so we're just going to play around a little bit and see what we like. I really cut more of this sort of light Island Waters color than I thought. I did not realize I cut that much of that. These little things are hard to get a hold of. And I can tell you right now, I am going to need my Barely Art Precision Glue. This is going to be such a pretty layout, friends. So what I did as far as the stem of the pumpkin, I just freehand cut from that wood grain. And it's just going to go, it's just going to tuck right in there. And I'm only putting adhesive right in the very center because I may tuck some leaves here and there. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to look at color placement, okay? So, and I only did this one sweater leaf. I definitely want a yellow in each location here. And I think I like this leaf better. So we're just going to start placing. Where do we want things? We're just going to place them. I like that leaf there. And then I don't have, so down here what I may do is I may put in one of those. And then over here, I'm not going to have a lot happen here. And right here, I'm only going to have a few things. Like literally just a few things. Here and there. So to pull in this green up here, that's a different let's see, down here, we're just playing around, friends. That's all we're doing. We're just playing around, dry fitting everything to see what we like. And what I like, even though these are veins, I love just how wispy and just, I don't know, I just love how wispy they are. Like, I love it. I'm loving this sort of blue color. Just sort of tucking here and there. Let's pull, let's let that come back behind. Ooh, yes, like that. And then up here, let's have a blue leaf. Ooh, okay, so I'm finished with the blue. Yeah, I'm not thinking I'm going to use these. Those are just too busy. I potentially could use the back side of those at a later time. I'm not going to use them today at all. And I honestly don't know. That's not really going to show up down there. But we could have it come out down here. And we could have this one sort of coming from behind. That, ooh, I love this, friends. I love it. And then let's use one of these up here, the peach. I am loving this sort of wispiness. Are you guys like loving this wispiness? I am. Totally. I'm here for it. I am here for it. Okay, let's see. We need a little bit of this color up here to help separate that red from that peach. And then I'm going to need some of this. And we'll reposition that. I'm going to need some more green right here. And maybe I'm not even going to need the red. Like maybe I'm not even going to need the red. I cut the red, but I don't know that I'm going to need the red, friends. It's not going to show up in, I'm liking what I have here. So what color do I not have happening over here? I don't have this green. Ooh, friends, I'm loving it. I do feel like I need some, let's put this little berry. Oh yes. So I've got the aqua. So I am missing this color right here. And you know what? Let's pull this little guy out. And even though that's cut backwards, I think that's going to look better right there. Oh, yes. So I am loving that so far. So all of this extra that I cut is just going to go literally in this paper pack. I'll put it in a little cellophane bag so that it doesn't break and get hurt in any way. And that will all, let me just for the time being put it over in my embellishment tray, and that way I can clean it all up after. Isn't this turning out absolutely beautiful, friends? So here's what I'm going to do. We are going to attempt to just glue where we have things at the moment, because I am really, I'm going to start, I guess I'm going to start right here. So I'm going to hold my finger down, and I am gluing up under number one. It is, I'm working with vellum, and I don't want you to be able to see that, but on these sprigs, I want the sprigs to still stand up, and I want you to be able to tell they sort of have some organic movement to them. Does that make sense? Hopefully, yes. Glue that one down, and then back in here, we're just gonna, and then hopefully, the way I'm tucking this, you are not going to be able to see the glue on the vellum, which this glue dries clear. It doesn't have a sheen or anything to it at all. But I love how these just have movement to them and are very organic. I love that. Just a little bit of movement. Oh, it's gorgeous, friends. I love it. Okay, so right here, let's start with this leaf. And the one thing I know about this liquid glue, when it dries, it sticks. It's down. So maybe you have the same thin cuts I do. Maybe you have different thin cuts. Maybe you can cut this from your digital die cutting machine, whether that be a Cricut, a Cameo, a Silhouette, any of those, or whatever you use to die cut. I am so in love with this, friends. The only thing we're going to need to do when we're finished with this part is add down a little bit of splatter, and I'm going to use ink to splatter. Oh, I love it. I love this, friends. So let's place this one a little bit better. We're going to go ahead and work over here. Let's pull that. And we're going to try to put our glue back up under here. This is so pretty. I have loved this die cut set. I did a fall page in Ashley's album the year that these came out with some wood grain, and it was all kind of pastel colors. It was so pretty. Don't you love the organic movement of these little sprigs standing up? I do. I love it. So we're going to shape this a little bit better as we work on it here. Let's put this one. We're almost finished, friends. Let's break this one. We're just going to break it, and we're going to do it in 2 different places. Do a little bit there, and then we're going to have some come out right back here. Oops. And then we're going to have our little peach. Doesn't really show up right there. So let's let that one come right there. Maybe I do need one more thing over here. I'm just looking to see what color I feel like I want there. I don't like the green on green. So let's put the yellow back up underneath. Ooh, I love it. I love it, friends. Isn't that so pretty? I just love the movement in this. Okay. Now let's look at, I think I wanted to do a wooden title, but let's just look at our stickers and see what we have in our stickers. Oh, let's see. Fall days. So I'm not really seeing, fall days won't show up. Oh, pumpkin patch trail. That would be cute. Pumpkin patch trail. I could put that right here. That would be super cute. Leaves are falling and autumn is calling. So let's make this work, friends. This is going to be, we're not going to use any wooden tiles. Let's just make this work. So we're going to pop this up on some foam. And then we'll come back. Uh-oh, didn't cut that. I cut that too long. And then we'll come and sprinkle in some ink. And we will be finished. But I'll tell you something I think I'm going to do that I think needs to happen to this page. I think we need to ink the very edge of the page because it's just so stark white. Now here, what we're going to do, we're just going to pull right off the center, and that's it. We're not going to put pumpkin patch trail. There we go. Just the center. All right, now this one, I think I am going to tuck it. Leaves are falling and autumn is calling. That's going to technically be our title right there. And we're going to put a little tiny bit of foam up under just because it sort of needs it. little right over here on this side. And then we can ink. Oh, I probably did too much. I don't know why I'm struggling today with too much of stuff. We need a little bit right there. Oh, I love it. I love it, friends. Okay, just so I don't get ink on everything, let's move this out of the way. And then I'm going to show you how I am going to ink up today. And for this little technique, I am going to remove my page from, remove these things so they don't get ink on them. So we're going to take this. I had actually used removable glue dots to stick that down, and we're going to take those off. And then I'm going to show you how I'm going to ink today. I'm going to pull in just an acrylic block. And I'm just going to fill up my acrylic block. With some ink. I'm using a fan brush. Need to get it a little bit wetter. And if it gets on the leaves, that's all the better. Now down here, I'm going to be careful not to get it on the picture. Oh, it's finished, friends. So let me show you, let me move this and let it dry. And I'm going to show you how to clean up this mess, okay? We're just going to move this and let it dry. So what we're going to do, because I didn't put down anything special here. So you guys know I love these microfiber towels in my scrapbook room. So let's clean. And all I'm doing is taking my water mister and cleaning up there. Paper towel would be just perfect too. I don't have paper towels in my room at the moment because I'm all about these microfiber towels, because I can wash these. They do get stained up. This was a large one that I cut down smaller. Now look, that does not stain your block at all. And then to clean out my brush, we're just going to keep wetting and wiping and wetting and wiping. Going to go to a clean part of my towel so I can tell. Now I'll throw this in the wash when I'm finished. It's going to stain from the ink, but that's okay. I'm not putting extra things in the landfill by using this towel. And there, my fan brush is all clean. My area is cleaned back up. And let's take a quick look at our page. Those little splatters just finished it off beautifully. Would you look at how gorgeous this page is? I love it. I love it. So here's what I want to know. First of all, be sure to like and subscribe. Leave me a comment. What was your favorite technique that you learned today? If you didn't learn anything, if you kind of already familiar with all of this, tell me something you enjoyed. And thank you so much for continuing to come here and support my little channel as I grow. Invite your friends. If you've got crafty friends, scrapbooky friends, who you think would enjoy coming to my channel, I would love to have you guys come by and say hi. And I mentioned just a minute ago that I thought I may want to ink these edges, but after I put these spatters down, I am good, and I don't think I need any inking on the edges at all. Just trying to make sure that that's not ink up there. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Thanks, friends, and happy scrapping.